3 months ago. My life changed dramatically. I had a debilitating stroke, paralyzing my entire right side of my body. And if you're new, this is news to you. If you've been following me, you know that the recovery from that stroke has monopolized my life since. And I'm chronicling the journey of the things I've discovered that can really help speed up the recovery from a disaster like this. I've been through the traditional rehab and therapy, but along the way I've discovered and I'm implementing some things that are maybe a little different, unusual, but seem to be of great benefit. In this video, I'm going to talk about some of those things. I've got all this exercise equipment, which I've been using for quite a while. One of the things is the recovery of my right arm. And I have discovered that hanging for maybe 10 or 15 seconds, because it's tough, does wonders for stretching the muscles in my neck and my right shoulder. I think since I've been doing this, it's really improved the range of motion that I have in both of those departments. I've also been spending a lot of time researching what they call whole body vibration, WBV therapy, as it relates to stroke recovery. I bought a vibration plate. I'm standing on it. I'll get into where and how I research that when we get done with the gym part of this video. But as you can see, I'm standing on this vibration plate. I don't have it set up very high, but 5 to 10 minutes a day has shown tremendous benefits, reducing spasms, balance, helping me walk better unassisted. I was concerned that maybe there were some downsides to this, but after reading the research that I did, I decided there wasn't enough evidence about potential harm from all the shaking, as long as I don't do it too vigorously or for too long. So for 5 to 10 minutes, I'll stand here, and you're not going to see it in this video, but I tend lately to bend my knees in like a half squat position, which I think actually helps the muscles work a little harder, because it is tiring. It's like a workout without having to do these things and lift the weights. One of the things that has made it particularly difficult for me to walk especially and retain my balance has been that I, for most of my life, have suffered with a bad back. Of course, rehabilitating and recuperating from this stroke and the inactivity and the change in my physical inactivity has only made that worse. The back pain was severely limiting, and I've used this thing all my life. It's called an orthopod, inversion therapy, and it enables me to stretch out my spine, and it allows the spinal fluids to get in between the vertebrae, lubricate things, stretches the back muscles, And it has enabled me to live a normal life without surgery, without pain meds. But you can imagine that in the early stages of my stroke recovery, trying to use this thing would be, to put it mildly, a little athletic and possibly very dangerous for me. When I recovered enough to be able to start hanging upside down, doing small exercises like this one, extending my back, or even ab exercises, doing inverted curls, just hanging and stretching. Doesn't take long, a couple of minutes, and the benefits are tremendous. So this is now part of my daily routine. Got my little gym. I come in, I hang, I shake, and I go upside down. The difference that just this activity has made is monumental, and these things are simply not part of any traditional rehab or stroke rehabilitation therapy. Before I started with the vibration therapy, I did a lot of reading. A lot of what you find is basically propaganda and advertising stuff for manufacturers of these vibration plates. I did find a couple of very interesting studies. I'll put the links in the description of this video. The first of these studies is actually on the National Institute of Health's website, Efficacy and Safety of Whole Body Vibration Therapy for Post-Stroke Spasticity, a Systemic Review and Meta-Analysis. This particular long article talk about it. Very detailed. I read it. I haven't found anything that might be dangerous that applies to me, but there are things that you should watch out for if you have certain conditions or certain types of injuries. So this is very detailed. The link's there. Read it if you consider this and you really want to minimize the downside before you start. If you really want to do a deep dive down the rabbit hole, just Google WBV, Whole Body Vibration Therapy for Stroke. You can spend days. Just avoid the ones that say sponsored. Why would somebody sponsor something unless they're trying to sell something? But there's a wealth of information, both about the benefits and the cautions. I'm not recommending that you do this, believe me. And it turns out there are tons of benefits in vibration therapy that don't involve the stroke. And it may be that this might benefit so many people getting older because of the effects, the exercise, lymphatic drainage, people with lipedema, more than just the uses that I've got it for. I put a link to the vibration plate that I bought because it wasn't expensive. It's on Amazon. The link is in my homepage. Links to stuff I use every day, exercise equipment, and there you'll see the vibration plate. That's this thing right here. Let me click on it. And it's $89, and there's a $10 coupon. $79. That's the vibration plate I use. Also, they have many different inversion devices like my orthopod, but that orthopod is not made anymore. And here is the thing that I use basically as a frame-up for the whole exercise setup that I have. I use resistance bands too. If you're interested in this stuff, you can find links to them on my website at OldGuyCarnivore.com. Well, I hope you found that interesting. And maybe, for some of you, you've got some ideas about how to attack some of your own conditions, especially stroke recovery. Well, that's about it for today. So you now have my blessing to take the rest of the day off and eat meat.